The Merseyside derby will be played at Goodison Park, meaning Everton's worst nightmare may come true if Man City fail to beat Arsenal. Does this reduce the asterisk to Liverpool's title win? We discuss this on Our First Take.
So, after weeks of speculation that the Liverpool-Everton game, due to take place at Goodison Park, was going to be played at a neutral ground, it has now been confirmed by the Premier League that it will take place at Goodison Park, giving Liverpool the opportunity to win the title for the first time in 30 years at their arch nemesis ground. Now, lots of fans have been talking about whether or not Liverpool's title win this season, will have an asterisk by it. And my question to you, Gary, is does them playing at Goodison Park and playing in the venues that they're meant to play in, does this potentially reduce the argument that their title has an asterisk by it this season?
It reduces it by maybe 1%, really.
Generous.
In my opinion. In my opinion. I mean, even if they played at the neutral ground, I still think no one would begrudge Liverpool's title, considering they were only 2 wins away. I do have to add that Arsenal have to beat Manchester City first to set this up for a title win at Goodison Park. So it's still not 100% likely. I mean, I'd say very unlikely, considering Arsenal lost 3-2 to Brentford in a friendly at the Emirates Stadium.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wasn't going to mention that, but I'm very glad you brought that up.
Just put that out there. So Everton fans, don't worry. We've got your back. But yeah, I think Liverpool would by far already deserved the Premier League. It was just rubber stamping it. I mean, the neutral ground venue, fine. You're just doing it for safety. But my one thing is with this Liverpool title, any records that they break this season will have a massive, massive asterisk. So even if Liverpool break the total points record, or whether or not they'd be ever considered the best Premier League team in history, I think that's out of the window just because of this pandemic. But I mean, you're fine. Just take this title win and run.
I actually completely agree with you. And the reason why is because, as we've seen in Germany, and what is probably going to be the case when the Premier League does return, is that home and away advantage has been completely smashed away. It doesn't really come into effect anymore. So, as much as, I mean, to be honest with you, are Liverpool fans going to care? Really?
Not really, but I think they would have really the big cherry on top was for this Liverpool team to be considered up there with the Manchester United treble winning team or the Arsenal Invincibles team. They would have really loved that too, and they'll still argue it, but for everyone else in the country, commentators, they'll just be like, no. I think
the title is fair game. I think they deserve it, and I think really it wouldn't bother me if it didn't have an asterisk by it. But I do agree that every record should have an asterisk by it, because I think when you compare that these games that are going to be played behind closed doors, you are comparing apples and oranges, comparing it to previous seasons, which is unfortunate for Liverpool fans. But at the same time, you can't just ignore the fact that there is a pandemic going on.
Yeah.
I think the other.
Do you want me to go through the potential records that they could set?
Yeah, sure.
So basically, Liverpool can get the most home wins in the season. Right, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Man City have all managed 18 home wins in the Premier League season. Liverpool have 15 so far, so they could win it all by getting 19.
Are you going to go through in that much detail for all of them? Because I'd pretty like to see.
Fine. Most victories in the season, 32 victories by Man City in 2017-18. Most away wins in the season, they've won 12 of their 14 matches on road. And they're 4 away from matching Man City's record of 16 in 2017. Most points in the season, 100 points by Man City in 2017. Earliest title win as well. You got that. And you've also got the biggest winning margin of 19 points done by Man City in 2017, 2018. So those are the records that they could get, but probably will be ignored.
Yeah. Again, if I was a Liverpool fan, there'd be a small part of me that cares like a little bit, but let's be honest, right? It's your first title in 30 years. 99% of me is not going to care about these small kind of records. It's you've won the title, and I think that's the main thing. There were a few questions as well as to the unfairness with Everton having quite a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this, but Gomez is out for the game. Walcott's out. Mina's out. Gbamin's out. And
Gbamin.
that's like 3 first team players.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do have to say, on the side of, well, not really Liverpool, but on the against Everton, there's not been many players from other teams that have been injured. So I'd say the question might be more put to Everton. Are they maybe doing an intense training regime to try and get them fit? That's maybe a bit too strenuous and that's causing injuries. Because if other players from other teams were getting injured, I would be a lot more sympathetic towards Everton and a lot more against, or a lot more for the argument that these are kind of pandemic related injuries.
I don't know actually, because maybe if I was at Everton, I'd be like ramping up the players 120%. Like you can't let Liverpool win the title at all possible at Goodison Park. So, but I don't know. They maybe they haven't got their training methods sorted out, or maybe they're just really unlucky. You just can't tell.
Yeah, but I think certainly for me, will Liverpool have an asterisk next to them this season? Yes, but as if I was a Liverpool fan, would I care? Absolutely fucking not.
And Everton fans, I know this might be rough, but if Liverpool had to win the title at Goodison Park, you want it where there's no people in the stadium at all, and they're just celebrating it in a massive, basically empty stadium. That's the best compromise you could have had.
It's like if Liverpool were, or if any team were to win in their arch nemesis stadium, this is the way you'd probably want it to happen.
Yeah, and so you got to probably have to just take this on the chin. But yeah, that is all. Like, subscribe if you want more of this content. Please subscribe, and we'll give you some more.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.